You're standing in the meat aisle at Walmart, looking at that shrink-wrapped package of ground beef. The price looks decent, but here's what they're not telling you on that label. And here's why Kroger isn't much better. Today, I'm breaking down exactly why you should avoid Walmart and Kroger for meat, and more importantly, where you should be shopping instead. Look, I get it. Walmart and Kroger are convenient. They're everywhere. And when you're already there buying groceries, it's tempting just to throw some steaks or ground beef in your cart. But when it comes to meat, convenience comes at a real cost. And I'm not just talking about your wallet. We're judging on 3 criteria today: transparency in sourcing, quality standards, and whether you're actually getting the service and expertise you're paying for. Because here's the thing, when you're feeding your family, you deserve to know where your meat comes from, how it was raised, and whether the people selling it to you actually know the difference between a ribeye and a New York strip. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why these grocery giants fall short and where savvy shoppers are going instead. Let's start with what's really happening in those meat departments. Walmart sells more groceries than any retailer in America. But volume doesn't equal quality, especially when it comes to meat. First problem, opacity. Walk into a Walmart meat section and try to find out where that beef actually came from. You'll see distributed by Walmart, or maybe a state, but good luck tracing it back to an actual ranch or feedlot. Compare that to retailers that proudly display ranch names, and you start to see the difference. When a company won't tell you where something comes from, ask yourself why. Second issue, the service gap. Walmart eliminated most in-store butchers years ago. Everything arrives pre-cut and packaged at a central facility. That means 2 things. 1, you're paying for someone else to decide your portion sizes and cuts. 2, there's nobody in the store who can actually help you. Want a custom cut? Want to know the difference between choice and select grade? Want advice on cooking methods? You're on your own. Third, and this is the one that gets overlooked, inconsistency. I've heard from viewers in Texas who say their Walmart meat is decent, and viewers in Ohio who say it's consistently disappointing. That's the problem with a decentralized supply chain across 4,600 stores. There's no standard. You're rolling the dice every time. But here's what really matters. Walmart's entire business model is built on driving costs down. And when you're driving costs down on meat, something has to give. Usually, it's the quality of the animal, the aging process, or both. You're not getting premium beef at discount prices. You're getting discount beef at discount prices. Kroger family stores, which include Fred Meyer, Ralph's, King Soopers, and about a dozen other banners, serve 60 million households. They're positioned as a step up from Walmart. But when it comes to meat, that step is pretty small. The selection looks better. They've got more variety, fancier packaging, and their private selection line with Angus beef claims. But dig deeper, and you'll find similar issues. Sourcing transparency? Still murky. Kroger's supplier network is massive and complicated. Yes, they have some programs like Simple Truth Organic, but for standard beef, pork, and chicken, you're still not getting clear ranch-to-retail traceability. And in 2024, with everything we know about factory farming and feed practices, that opacity should concern you. The butcher counter situation is better than Walmart. Some Kroger stores still have actual butchers, but it's inconsistent. Some locations have knowledgeable staff who can custom cut. Others have someone who just restocks the prepackaged case. It's a coin flip. Quality control is the real issue. Kroger had a major meat recall in 2023 affecting multiple states. And I'm not talking about a small batch, but of thousands of pounds of potentially contaminated ground beef. That's a systems failure, not a one-off mistake. Price-wise, Kroger positions itself as competitive, but here's what I've found. Their regular prices on meat are often higher than Walmart's, and their sale prices are often not as good as dedicated meat markets or wholesale clubs. You're paying a middle ground premium without getting middle ground quality. If you're shopping at Kroger for convenience because it's on your way home, I get it. But if you're making a special trip for meat, there are better options. So where should you be buying meat? I'm giving you 4 alternatives that actually deliver on quality, transparency, and value. These aren't boutique shops charging $40 for a chicken. These are realistic options for regular families. Option 1, Costco Business Center, not regular Costco. Costco Business Center. These are specialized locations focused on food service and bulk buyers. The meat selection absolutely destroys regular grocery stores. Here's what makes them different. They sell whole primals and larger cuts at restaurant supply pricing. Their USDA Choice Ribeye Primal runs about $9 to $11 per pound. That's the same quality Kroger charges $15 to $18 for in individual steaks. You're cutting out the middle processing step and getting better prices. Transparency. Costco's beef is primarily sourced from U.S. ranches with clear country of origin labeling. Their chicken is antibiotic-free in the U.S. supply. They publish their supplier standards, and unlike Walmart and Kroger, when Costco commits to a standard, they enforce it across all locations. The catch: you need to break down larger cuts yourself or have a butcher friend. But if you're feeding a family and have a decent knife and a YouTube tutorial, you'll save hundreds per month. Plus, you can portion and freeze exactly what you need. Option 2, local butcher shops. Yes, they're more expensive per pound. But hear me out on the actual value proposition. A good local butcher knows their farmers. They can tell you which ranch the ribeye came from, what the cattle were fed, how long the beef was aged. That's transparency. Walmart and Kroger can't touch. The expertise alone is worth the premium. Need a specific cut for a recipe? They'll do it. Want advice on cooking temp or seasoning? They know. Want to buy a whole tenderloin and have it cut into fillets and roasts? Done. Quality is consistently higher. We're talking about beef that's been properly aged, pork from heritage breeds, chicken from farms that actually let birds outside. The difference in taste isn't subtle. Price-wise, yes. You might pay $18 to $20 per pound for a ribeye instead of Kroger's $15. But you're getting better marbling, better aging, better taste. And often, the butcher can sell you less expensive cuts that are just as good if you know how to cook them. A flat iron steak or a tri-tip from a quality butcher beats a strip steak from Kroger. Option 3, Whole Foods. Whole Foods gets mocked for being expensive, and their prepared foods and specialty items? Yeah, overpriced. But their meat counter is actually competitive when you shop smart. All their beef is rated for animal welfare. Their chickens are at minimum Step 2 certified, no cages, enriched environment. They publish exactly which ranches supply their grass-fed beef. That's the transparency Walmart and Kroger don't offer. The strategy? Buy their 365 brand or buy on sale. Whole Foods rotates its premium meat sales weekly. Sign up for their app notifications. When they run their Prime member deals on organic chicken or grass-fed ground beef, the prices often beat Kroger, and the quality is demonstrably higher. The butcher's expertise here is real. These folks are trained on cuts, cooking methods, and sourcing. They can help you find value cuts you didn't know existed. Option 4, regional chains with real meat programs. Depending on where you live, there are regional chains that actually invest in their meat programs. Publix in the Southeast, Wegmans in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, Chi-Bi in Texas, Sprouts nationally. What makes them different? In-house butchers who actually butcher, clear sourcing programs, quality standards that are enforced, and competitive pricing because they're not trying to be everything to everyone like Walmart and Kroger. H-E-B, for example, publishes its ranch partners. Wegmans has butchers who can break down whole animals. Publix has been consistently rated for meat quality and service. These aren't premium boutique stores. They're regular grocery chains that decided meat quality matters. Here's the bottom line. Walmart and Kroger built their businesses on convenience and low prices. That works great for paper towels and cereal. But when it comes to meat, you're not buying a commodity. You're buying something that was alive, that was raised a certain way, that was processed and aged and cut. You deserve to know where it came from. You deserve quality that's consistent. And you deserve people who actually know what they're selling. Skip Walmart and Kroger for meat. Shop at Costco Business Center for bulk value. Support a local butcher for expertise and quality. Hit Whole Foods strategically when they're running sales. Or find that regional chain that actually cares about their meat program. Your family's meals will taste better. You'll know what you're eating. And often, you'll spend less while getting more.